this, and there will hopefully be opportunities for those who may not make a vote or whatever, but this is the process that we have in the United States of America, and it's a wonderful process, and we want to encourage more people to get involved and volunteer to serve on these positions, and not, have prearranged agreement, closed doors or anything like that, because that's not our way of doing things. Is come forward and hopefully no hard feelings and moving forward in a healthy way. Thank you.
Well said, Councilmember. Mayor, Vice Mayor Pro Tem Bradford.
Thank you, Mayor. I think the process that we just went through was very professional, with full protocol, and we got to express our opinion, and the process that's on the books today, it worked, and it worked well today. We would simply have to, at some point in time, stand up and say, I'm here or I'm there. And that's what we did today, and the process works. And I walk out, thinking that, thanking my colleague for the discussion and looking at the candidates and making a decision. Can the process be improved upon? Of course. But I think even in the committee meeting, there must be a public process that the council will decide between candidate A or B in that public committee meeting process. So we still, at some point as a council, we have to make a decision, because we'll still have candidates that are brought forward that are qualified just as well as A, S, B, and we have to make a process, develop a process to deal with that. So again, I have a meeting later today with Ms. Jen Char, who heads up the boards and commissions appointment process with the city of Houston. I wanted to talk to her and get her input, make sure she's available to attend and participate as well. But as I said earlier, the date is February 20th at 2 p.m. here in the council chamber, and the majority of council members indicate that that's the day that would work best for them to participate. Again, I want to just thank my colleagues for their participation today and the process as it exists today. It worked well. I think it was transparent, and people knew what was going on, and we did it in public eye, and we moved forward. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilmembers, I will point out that we have disposed of the item. I felt it was important for people to express some of their feelings, but we have remaining agenda items.
Yeah.
Chair recognizes Councilmember Adams.
Thank you. Mayor, where is this student from again, if I may get correction?
Renard School.
I just hope that you all learn the political process today and to see how council works. And thank you for sticking through with us as we go through this. I know it's exciting, so I'm sure you're going to have a lot to talk about when you return to school this afternoon. So thank you for joining us today. And thank you, Mayor, and thank Jen for what she's attempting to do to make sure that we're all on one accord. But one thing I do want to say, I don't know if any council member will agree that we should have waited 2 years for this nomination. So that's my whole clarity. So I understand the process worked, yes it did, but we should not have waited 2 years, because it would have been done a long time ago. Today would not have happened. It would have been done, passed, and over with. None of this would not have happened. So Badger would have been in a long time ago, because Bernard, Dr. Harris just came in a little later last year. So I just wanted to make that clear. So again, students, thank you, your teacher, for coming down today. And I'm sure that your future's going to be bright in politics. You learn what to do and what not to do as you move forward. Thank you.
And Councilmembers, I would invite you to visit with the students afterwards. I'm sure they'd enjoy talking to you. They have ideas on several current city projects, including bike lanes, parking, and green or electric vehicles. So, anybody wants to talk about those, I'm sure they'd like to hear it. Councilmembers, we do have agenda items still to proceed. Councilmember Burks.
Thank you, Mayor. You're on item 29.
As soon as we get done with, I'm just going to let, we haven't called it yet.
I just want to speak on 29.
All right. Councilmember Martin.
Yes, Mayor. Just trying to clarify, the terms we just agreed to, did they go back to expiration, or did they pick up today and move forward? I think they go back.
Question.
I think they go back to expiration date.
They do.
So we just
Y'all
probably.
have time to sort it out before we come
And it
forward.
was for 3 years. So
You
he's
have time to
had.
sort it out.
Okay. Just to clarify.
Ms. Russell, will you call the next item?
It's item 29 and it isn't on that.
For discussion. Favoring, opposed, item carried. Oh, sorry. Yell at me, I pause. Sorry.
Thank you, Mayor.
I'm not trying to get through this meeting or not.
I understand.
You're recognized as Councilmember first.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to amend item number 29 as I passed down the sheet to everyone that had it now with the language is in it. If I have to read it, I can read it, but there's a section that's scratched out, and we have already added on the B side the amendments. And the C side on 45.115.
Yes, sir, a written amendments to the item has been received, and the administration is comfortable with your amendment. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Councilmember Costello.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Councilmember. I fully support your amendment. I think it's a great idea. We've had a number of conversations at this table about our responsibility versus the people that we hire to do technical stuff. And I'm always one that's very cautious about relinquishing our responsibility. But this, in my opinion, is a technical issue that we should rely on public works and transportation people to evaluate these. I was a little concerned about making sure that the message is always conveyed back to the district council member, and this was before I saw your amendment, and I really appreciate your amendment. I think it really adds value to the actual proposal, and I fully support it. And I recommend to my colleagues that we support it. Just as I've been here a little over 3 years, and I don't think we've ever voted on a curb cut issue before. So it's not like it comes up before us very often, but I am very happy to see that you are advising them that they should make sure there should be transparency and discussions with the district council members. Thank you for that.
Councilmember Costello, if I may, you actually hit on one of the issues, is that council members don't ever know when a request is made. This is designed to put some clarity on the process so that the district council member knows when there's a request for annual parking or a special curb cut. What's happened previously is the director just says yay or nay, and it never comes forward unless he says yes. And so this was actually designed to kind of open it up to the council without gumming up what happened to the council table. Councilmember Lassiter.
Thank you, Mayor. I think you may have answered the question. I appreciate the original ordinance. I appreciate the amendment. Thank you, Councilmember, for that. I guess I would just ask the question, either a councilmember or you, at this point in time, when we as council members are made aware of the request, is there anything that we can add to the process, or are we just merely being informed of the request?
You're being informed of the request. Ultimately, it is still traffic engineers like to make a decision whether it's safe, but because we are having such a robust discussion about making parking easier, like parking benefit districts, there's a robust discussion going on, and we think council members need to know when business owners want to do something. There may be alternatives, and it would engage the district council member in the process.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mayor. I agree with Councilmember Costello that this is a technical matter, and the reason that I'm supporting is these curb extensions at times can aid in public safety, pedestrian safety and walkability, and I think that's important. And I think the sooner and earlier we can make those decisions that are technical in nature, the better it is, the quicker we can implement that instead of dragging it out through the city council process requiring an RCA and everything else that's needed. So the quicker that we can make that decision, which ultimately falls under the Public Works Department anyway, then it just eliminates one more process of the bureaucracy. It makes it consistent with Article 6 of Chapter 45 of the code. So I think it's good cleanup language, and that's why I support it. And I appreciate the amendment because it does add that extra layer of transparency to make sure that the council member knows what's going on in this district, and maybe at least provide some input or to Public Works on what they're hearing out in the community. Thank you.
Vice Mayor Pro Tem Bradford.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Further discussion? Seeing none, we will move to vote on the item. Excuse me. To accept the amendment. Favoring, opposed, motion carries. Now to vote on the main item. Favoring, as amended. Favoring, opposed,
No.
motion carries. Councilmember Green voting no.
item 30 is an ordinance.
Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a number of proposed amendments to this ordinance dealing with precious metals. And the first amendment I'm going to propose is I move to amend item number 30, section 18 of the proposed ordinance as follows by modifying the verbiage in item 15 of subsection B of section 7-88, paragraph F to state, a dealer and every person engaged in the business of buying, trading, otherwise receiving crafted precious metals in any form shall, upon request, submit an exhibit the various business records required to be maintained near the section for inspection and copying to any peace officer or authorized inspector of the director failure to maintain or to so permit the examination or copying of records when requested shall be a misdemeanor, it says. We're going to cross out misdemeanor and say shall be a violation punishable with a fine or the revocation of or refusal to issue or renew a dealer's license. And this is so that we're not creating more criminal penalties upon these businesses. Especially in light that there may be human error and this shall be a misdemeanor, we need to be considerate of the industry in that regard.
Councilmember, you have submitted your, you speak to any further, thank you, so that's the time, you've submitted them in writing as a package and we were.
It will not be as a package, as individual basis. I'm bringing amendment up per, each item separately.
All right.
Mayor.
So, Councilmember Brown has offered an amendment to actually, Councilmember, you have multiple amendments on here. Your first one is to delete.
Right, I'm not going with that one first, I'm going with the second one, I'm sorry.
Okay. You are not offering that.
I may be offering that later, but I first would like to address the matter of the misdemeanor.
Council, it would have been helpful had we known what you were planning on doing, just so that we could be ready to sort them out. So if council members have your blue sheet, it's the second on move to amend section 30. That's what you're offering.
Correct.
Discussion on Councilmember Brown's. Does not require a second because it is submitted in writing. There is discussion. I know there are council members who have other amendments and want to discuss other things.